Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain about entity relationship model. What is entity relationship model? An entity relationship model, or known as ERD, is a data model for describing the data or information aspect of a business domain or its process requirement. ERD uses a set of concepts and graphical symbols to create conceptual schema. In easy words, ERD is a way of graphically presenting the logical relationship of entity in order to create a database. There are three main components of ERD. There are entity, relationship, and attribute. Entity is a thing capable of an independent existence that can be uniquely identified. An entity may be physical objects such as house and car, event, house sale, car service. An entity also can be concept such as customer transaction or order. To recognize an entity, it must have many data to store. For example, students in one university or school, there are many students, so system need to store information for student 1, student 2, student 3, and so on. It means student can be entity. Capture how entities are related to one another. Relationship can usually we use verb to represent relationship. Attribute describe an entity characteristic. It means what characteristic the entity have it will consider as its attribute. For instance, student has metric number, address, IC number, name, and so on. So, metric number, IC number, address, name will be attribute for entity student. So, there are several key in ERD, which is candidate key, primary key, composite key. What is candidate key? Candidate key, minimal set of attributes that uniquely identify each occurrence of an entity type. It means candidate key is the key that have potential to be primary key. Primary key is candidate key selected to uniquely identify each occurrence of an entity type. Primary key must be uniquely identified. It means everyone will have different identification like IC number. To choose primary key, there are several steps. First, we will look at the attribute length and we will choose the shortest one. Minimal number of attribute requirement. It means if one person have same name, same attribute, so we can combine two attribute. And future certainty of uniqueness. It means in future the number also will be unique. Alternative key is the candidate key that not selected as primary key. Multiplicity. Multiplicity is number of possible occurrence of an entity type that may related occurrence of an associated entity type through a particular relationship. There are three multiplicity in RD: one-to-one, one-to-many, superclass. Subclass will inherit attribute from each superclass. Usually, superclass and subclass has one-to-one relationship. Example of domain system for online business. For example, Zalora. Zalora have database that will keep all the information in their system. So let's see ERD for online shopping like Zalora. Before we do ERD, we need to identify entity, attribute, and relationship. because we are doing online business, the entity is customer, purchase order, staff, product, and payment. Okay, our first entity was customer. And second entity, purchase order. For third entity, we have staff. And then payment. And then we have product, the feed. That we will put its attribute in entity that we have. So for the customer, we have email, name, contact number, address, number. We need to make the attribute as primary key, and so in primary key we need to put at the first attribute. And for customer, I make email as primary key because all of we have different email address. For purchase order, we have attribute purchase order number, purchase order date, amount, and we will make purchase order number as PK because it's unique. And it goes same to the staff. The attribute was staff ID as a PK and staff number. Then attribute for payment, receipt number as PK, amounts, payment date. Also with product code SPK, product name, price, brand, color. After we identify all the entity and attribute, we will do relationship between the entity. So customer and purchase order, customer will make purchase order. The relationship between staff and purchase order. Purchase order raised by staff and customer makes payment. Purchase order has product. So after we do the relationship, we will do superclass and subclass. Because of product have many types and there are different attributes between the product, we are going to make it superclass and subclass. Because there are some, this is because not the all product they sell have the same attribute as this. So there are different attributes between the product. So we are going to do superclass and subclass. When we finish do the box for superclass and subclass, we will write the attribute that the superclass different from the subclass, which is there are additions characteristic that they have from their parents. So for clothes, have size, and shoes has size also. Accessories, frame shape, frame color, lens treatment, lens color. So because we are doing superclass and subclass, we need to have participation constraint and disjoint constraint. For this superclass and subclass, we have constraint optional or. Why it's optional? Because the system not only sell clothes, shoes and accessories. So there are many things, many products they sell, so it's optional. Why or? Because one product can only in one categories. For example, sandal cannot be in accessories. Payment also have subclass and subclass because there are two ways to customer make payment, which is one customer pay for online and another one customer can pay. Here we have mandatory or because payment need to pay online or cash only, and we put or because a customer need to pay online or cash. So to do the multiplicity, the relationship customer and purchase order, one customer can make minimum one purchase order, maximum many purchase order, and one purchase order can make by minimum one customer, maximum one customer. One purchase order can rise by minimum one staff, maximum many staff, and one staff can rise minimum one purchase order, maximum many purchase order. One product can have minimum one purchase order, maximum many purchase order, and one purchase order can have one product, minimum, maximum many product. For relationship between customer and payment, one customer can make minimum one payment, maximum a customer can make many payment, and one payment can make by minimum one customer, maximum one customer, because two customer cannot pay one payment. So because of customer and payment have the relationship one to many, we need to do foreign key. PK at payment will be FK at customer. So it will be FK. Because there are many to many relationships, so we need to make the relationship become entity. So now the relationship become entity, and the attribute here was email, PK from customer and PK from purchase order, and order date. here also have many-to-many relationship, so we need to do the same. So here PO staff and attribute in here PO number, SPK, and staff ID, PK, rise date. And here also have many-to-many relationship, so we going to do the same thing. So this is the overall. So this is the overall our ERD for business online look like. And thank you.